Are you looking to set up a limited company? What about their shareholder structure? Is it right? Can you be making mistakes? Well, make sure you watch this video before you set up any limited company. But two people setting a limited company who have 50 shares each, what classification of shares will company formation give them?
Well, if you're not careful and you don't know what you're doing, you'll end up with ordinary shares, which all sounds fantastic, but it's quite
restrictive.
Ordinary. Sorry, I had to do the pun.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah, well, it's your level, I know.
Oh, that's shocking.
But unfortunately, if you're all in the same share class, if I can only put my teeth in, then I'm afraid you can only take dividends in the proportion of shares that you own. So if you have 50-50 shares, you must take 50-50 dividends. If one of you doesn't wish to take dividends, be very careful, because that realistically means in most scenarios, no one takes dividends. So you've either got to both agree, or you've got to agree, basically. You either take them or you don't take them. And it's both of you that has to take them.
I mean, there is a way around it.
No. Is there?
Yeah. What can you tell me about share for share exchange? Because you love those. Don't you? It's what you do all day.
Oh, so if you happen to have two different share classes because you've got two different shareholders, like an A share and a B share. I know I'm really pushing the boat out on the names here. I'm so sorry. And they're both still ordinary shares. All of a sudden, you've severed the link between the two of you needing to both take dividends, or indeed both of you take the same dividends, even if you both own 50-50 of the company. So if you are careful and think about your share structure before you set up your company, then there is a great opportunity to take out different types of dividends from one another. That doesn't take away the fact you both got to agree to it, obviously, but it's a great opportunity to be more flexible and more forward thinking, particularly around tax mitigation, but also around taking back what's due.
Yeah, you do need to be careful though, because I've been party of a conversation with someone whereby there's two parties involved in the company. They're not married or a spouse or anything like that. And they said, what if we have this person take more dividends out because they're a basic rate taxpayer, and I take less because I'm a high rate taxpayer? And I said, like, it just sounds as though the tax tail's wagging the
business job,
the business body of the dog. It just didn't make sense. And I said, well, have you thought about what you're talking about? You're on about giving more of the money to the basic rate taxpayer just because they're a basic rate taxpayer, but you're actually physically giving them cash. Are you happy with this? And the high rate taxpayer said, do you know what? I've not thought of it like that. I've just been thinking that there's a tax problem. So you do need to be a bit careful of solving a tax problem, but causing yourself a financial problem because you're thinking, well, I've just actually given my assets away to someone that we're meant to be in business doing 50-50 on. So you do have to be a bit careful, I would say, on that point. But great question.
Lovely question.
I've just noticed there's a couple of questions about family investment companies. I'm going to sway off that one. I know that Bob Welton's asked a question. And the reason for all that is because I think we spoke about that with share structures. And to be honest, to answer very quickly, but a family investment company...
You knew he wasn't going to be able to leave
It's just a shares with different share classes. So you've got just people with shares. So
and those people happen to be related.
Right.
And they might have a very specific shareholders agreement in place that explains what happens with their shares.
Before we go any further, I want to explain that there are many live events that you can register for free. There are 4 events that's showing: HK2UK to help people move from Hong Kong to the UK, the Property Expert Panel. If you're a property investor or property developer, this will be very useful for you. Tax Q&A, if you want to ask proactive tax questions in regards to structures and how to mitigate tax in the future. And finally, UK tax return Q&A, as it says, to deal with questions in relation to your tax returns before you submit it to HMRC. Don't forget that these events are live and will be shown on YouTube the day after. So why not register today, start saving tax tomorrow.